Hello and greetings from the Joffrey Ballet. Today would have marked the 90th anniversary of Robert Joffrey's birth, and we are honored to celebrate him as we do every year. This uniquely American company, founded by Robert Joffrey and his co-director Gerald Arpino, has stood the test of time. We have a short clip of Robert Joffrey talking about building his very own company, and we are honored and committed to continuing his legacy because he brought something that was so special and so unique to dance, not only in America, but across the world. So we send him our love and our gratitude for making it possible for us to be here today. We wish each and every one of you the happiest holidays. Thank you for supporting the Joffrey.
The idea for having my own ballet company began in Seattle, Washington. When I was about 10 years old, I decided I would have a ballet company. And I remember going to my teacher, who was Marianne Wells, and she said, "You must first learn how to dance. Then perhaps years and years later, you could have a company." So I decided that I wanted a company, and that's how it all began. And in 1956, I formed a small company of 6 dancers. Among the dancers were Beatrice Tompkins, Brunhilde Ruiz, John Wilson, Gerald Arpino, Dan Consor, and Glenn Tetley. Gerald Arpino is now the associate director of the company and is the choreographer for Trinity and many other ballets. Mr. Tetley, of course, is with the Stuttgart. So I was lucky in having 6 very dedicated and special dancers. And I rented a station wagon. Actually, it was a gift from one of the dancers who studied me, from her mother, and they went on a tour, one-night stand tour. At that time, I couldn't even see the company because I was teaching. I remember waving goodbye to them, and off they went with a tape recorder and their costumes in the back of the station wagon and the 6 dancers. From the 6 dancers and the one-night stand tours, we finally developed to 12 dancers. From 12 dancers, then we had 2 wonderful pianists. Then we had a little orchestra of 10, and we had 20 dancers. And then we had a bus that had the costumes and the sets and the music and everything. And eventually, I remember the first day we had a bus and a small truck. And now we have 4 trucks and I think 2 buses. And luckily we don't travel by bus very often. And the company has gone from its 6 dancers to a company now of about 45 with a very large crew. And it really has happened because the dancers have invested in the company. They were the ones. For the beginning, I never could pay them for rehearsals. It wasn't until 1963 or 64 that we could even pay them. They devoted their energies and time to making the company. So it really is the dancers who have helped make this company and still do make the company what it is. I think I'm always proud of the dancers and the way they work with choreographers, and that their eagerness to try to do what the choreographer wants, artistically to convey the ideas of the choreographer, and to add something perhaps that the choreographer didn't see at the beginning, to give it a birth on the stage, and to go even perhaps beyond, perhaps bring to the choreographer something that he envisioned it, but they can add a little special something. I think any audience, the full theater is what every company wants to dance to. And what's important is that something happens. And I think that in our company that we have a range and we have a repertoire that can go from moves to opus jazz, to Trinity, to Deuce Coupe, to Ashton's The Dream and monotones. I think that's what's important, is the dancers have that challenge. Also to work with the creative people, because it's the choreographers, the ones who create the ballets, and to work with them is how a dancer grows, how they develop, how they extend their range, how they learn to move in other ways. And they must take that challenge and be secure enough they're willing to take the challenge.